solution architecture that we speak about is primarily composed of data orchestration, data lake, data warehouse, microservices, APIs, and how to harmonize the cloud and on-premise into a hybrid solution. So primarily to get a digital solution architecture in place, a robust digital solution architecture, group of architects sit down and try to come up with a consensus. Primarily how to make the architecture very flexible, price effective, at the same time making sure that this is ramped up for long term. That is what the data orchestration comes up. So till now, to start with, the first thing that an architect does is to identify the data discovery phase. Then the first focus of the architect, who is truly digital, is to make sure that 90% of the data can be put into the data lake, the structured and unstructured. What it means is that we try to load the data into AVRO files, which is a serialized files that we put in Azure folder. This is the most advanced way of storing structured and unstructured data with serialization in Azure folders. The question is why? The reason we do is to make sure that heterogeneous targets can consume that. Secondly, we can put data in wires, that is true digitalization, putting into serializations in wire. That's the reason Avro file we save the data in that format. Now, 90% of data is taken care using Avro files we store in Azure cloud. 10% is the classical approach wherein still we rely on data warehouse like SAP Business Warehouse or SAP HANA, Hadoop, Hortonworks Networks. This primarily we do to take care of the hot data. Hot data means something which is frequently used by business, the C-level executives. Going forward, definitely this hot data will also sit in the data lake by using Azure Data Bus or a talent. But eventually, the hot data would be stored in a HANA calculation view, which is super fast and the performance is good. Now, let's talk about the descriptive analytics part, which fits into a digital solution architecture. Within the data warehouse, the 10% that I'm talking about, we have an Azure SQL data warehouse, which comes in cloud. So all the business users reporting and dashboarding, we try to do in Azure SQL data warehouse, which has a certain amount of in-memory in it. But for CXO CEO level of reporting and dashboarding, or core sales strategists who want the reports to come and dashboards to come up, flush up in seconds, microseconds, we prefer an HANA calculation view. Now, that's the reason the first job of an architect is to make sure that he is not biased choosing technology. It has to be horses for courses. Azure SQL data warehouse will play a very dominant role at the business user level reporting and dashboarding. But it can't play the same role what a HANA calculation view does at the CXO CEO dashboard and report solution, where we want a very high performing report with a TAT less than microseconds. Once we reach the CXO-CA dashboard, then there is a corporate reporting and analytics. Again, there we have to mix up Azure SQL data warehouse and HANA calculation view in such a fashion that a TAT is met. Now, this was the descriptive analytics part. Let's come to a predictive and prescriptive analytics part. Now, the structured and unstructured data that we receive from the data lake will be going to an Azure data bricks wherein we write the Python code for data science models. Now, this data bricks will have two inputs. One is data coming from data lake, and second, data coming from the HANA calculation view and Azure SQL data warehouse from the data warehousing side. So this data bricks will have two sources. One is data lake and data warehouse. Why data lake? To get the raw data, the structured and unstructured, directly into data science model, the network data or data which is quite transactional, which can make a lot of inferences, the sensor data, the IoT data. Why data warehouse? The insights that a HANA calculation view gives, the calculations, that will also be a part of the data science model. Now, it will have a third input, that is NLP, natural language processing, that will directly come from CEOs as the input. Now, once the data science model is ready, it will be consumed by a Tableau using a PyTab at its front end. The same PyTab will consume the data warehouse, that is the HANA calculation view and the Azure SQL data warehouse for visualization. Now, this visualization would be descriptive, predictive and prescriptive. So what I said today, I would try to come up with a whiteboard going forward. Thank you.